Now, our first leader for this evening needs no introduction. We have missed you in the space, Erica, but we are so thrilled to be able to have you with us here tonight and to share a word. And so, mm, well, you are.
Tonight, for a few moments, I want to talk about there is no lack in God. Therefore, there is no lack in me. I'm going to say that again. Therefore, there is no lack in God. Therefore, there is no lack in me. For many years, I dealt with depression and anxiety. Many years, I wandered around and sought support, sought light, sought love in different places. It was not until I began to understand and to really learn more about the revolutionary Redeemer, Jesus Christ. As I've been on this journey of learning more about Christ and who Christ was and is, it was a few years ago that I began to understand that not only had Christ come to deliver me from the bondage of oppression around poverty, around the ills of this evil system that we live in, but Christ had also come to deliver me from the ills of depression. And it was interesting as I was preparing for this reflection, it was brought back to me that actually 12 years, for 12 years, that I went through a cycle where there were suicide attempts. There were times when I literally just lost everything. I gave up on everything. My mind just literally tapped out. And where I thought that there was actually no hope for me. But as I continued on this journey and continued to search for God and continue to seek God in ways that others thought were possibly crazy. I don't like to use the term crazy because there was nothing crazy, but it was in the unconventional ways that I sought God. And it was when I really went after God with all of my heart, my mind, and my spirit, just like the woman with the issue of blood. Yes, her issue may have been with blood, but mine was also of blood, but it was blood that was hemorrhaging from a broken heart. A heart that had been broken by so many things, one being the fact that I was told at a young age that I was to love a cisgendered person, and that to love someone of the same gender or any different sexuality or creed was wrong. But to come to find out that actually Jesus had been saying for me, love is love. And whoever it is that you love is of me because I am love and there is no lack in me. So if there is no lack in me because I am of love, therefore there is no lack in you. And it wasn't up until a few years ago, after this end of a 12-year cycle, catch it, end of a 12-year cycle, when I began to understand that Jesus was showing me the way in terms of letting me understand that it did not matter what I had been dealing with or what I had been going through, is because that when I began to understand who Jesus was the liberator. Jesus was the one who came to be the blueprint for us to see that it was okay for us to love whoever we loved, that it was okay for us to be who and what God had created and called us to be, even if it didn't fit the mold of this corrupt system in which we live in. But Jesus gave me the freedom. And so I love the passage when the woman comes to Jesus to fess up to what she had done. And Jesus said, "Oh, daughter, your faith has healed you." And I take that as the faith of her understanding that there was no lack in God. Therefore, there was no lack in her. So she was healed. And she was healed to go about and to tell the story of the one who had healed her of what nobody else could heal her of. And so today I reflect on that healing that Jesus has done in my own life as a Black queer woman here in the divided states of America. I'm so grateful that I came into the knowledge of understanding that God loves me regardless of who doesn't love me. That God loves me no matter if I love a cisgender or a trans or no gender person. It does not matter. We are all one in God. We are all human, created in the Imago Dei, the image of God. And so therefore, there is no lack in us. And that is why God has given me the mission, this work of Set It Off movement, to go across the land, especially to let it be known that trans and gender non-conforming and non-binary people are all God's children, especially Black trans women and gender non-conforming Black women, and that we are loved by God and that there is nothing lacking in us. There is no lack. We are made in the abundance of God. And so today in this Pride Sunday, I'm so grateful that my heart has been healed. I'm so grateful that I recognize that the God whom I love, the God who sent the revolutionary Redeemer Jesus to this earth to show us the way, has allowed for me to understand there is no lack in me. I am enough. I'm more than enough. In the words of the great prophet Meg the Stallion, I am enough. I've always been enough. And I shall forever be enough. And so with my queer Black self, I'm going to continue to spread the good news. There is nothing lacking in me. There's nothing lacking in us. God is for and with us. We have been healed and we've been set free. And we've been given the command to go forward and to spread the good news and to tell a world full of sin. And I believe sin is poverty. I believe sin is folk not having access to health care. I believe sin is folks not having housing. Fuck the Supreme Court and the decision that they have decided to make that people can be criminalized for sleeping on the street. That is sin. The sin of our people being killed in Gaza and in Sudan and in the Congo and all over this world, that's the sin. But just like the woman with the issue of blood, I believe today God has sent me and sent you and I to let it be known we are free. And I believe that whom the Son has set free is free indeed. May we walk in power. May we walk in purpose, and may we walk in the presence of God, knowing that we lack nothing. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. May it be so.